At Buchwalter Greenhouse, we offer a 2-year guarantee on all of our trees, shrubs, and perennials when you plant them with bumper crop and root and grow. These two products help activate the roots in your plant so they quickly get established and they'll winter over better. So I'm going to show you how to use that right now. So today I am planting a Heuchera coral bell. It's got beautiful bright red leaves on it all summer, spring, summer, well into winter. Really, these are almost an evergreen plant, and they do develop flowers as well. I always enjoy the color that they bring. So first off, I've dug my hole, and you always want to dig your hole bigger than your plant ball. So the root ball, you want it to be about 1.5 to 2 times as big as the root ball of your plant. So you can see if I set that in there, there's still plenty of room to work with. And that's because, number one, if you look at like where I've dug, here in Ohio, we have a lot of really hard clay. So in this hole, you can kind of see this top layer is a nice dark brown, and then there's almost like a line here where it transitions to the clay, and that clay will look like this, where it's very hard, compacted. You can easily make like squeeze it when it's wet and make a ball, and this is difficult for plants to root into. So that's where our bumper cup comes into play. So after you've dug your hole, what makes bumper crop so special is that this is a great compost mixture of peat and manure, as well as composted shellfish, lobster shells. They've already pH balanced it with, and it also has kelp, worm castings. Like, there's a ton of great things composted together here, plus it's organic. So this is also perfect for your gardens. So this, I mix it down in the bottom of my hole, plus what I've dug out of the hole, I kind of just spread it over top, and I work it into that soil that I'm going to be filling back into the hole. So as I do that, you can't really use too much of this, but that way these hard pieces of clay are broken up, and it's going to make a better home for your plant. You can already see as I've mixed it in, those clay pieces are now, that color is getting darker because it's being enriched and loosened, and it's a much better texture. Okay, so to take my perennial out of the pot, I'm going to place my hand under the base of it and lift it out. You can see I got a lot of nice roots here. It's rooted all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to kind of loosen those up with my fingers, which will encourage it to root out and not just stay in the shape that it was growing in the pot. Next, I need to get it up to the level of the soil. So this is still a little too low. I do not need to plant it any deeper. The top of the root ball should be level with the ground, or just slightly below it. So I'm going to add some more back in, test it again, and that looks to be all right. Okay. So the next step is going to be, just before I finish adding the rest of this in, I'm going to mix in some root and grow with my watering can. This is a rooting hormone. It's a great root starter, and it's about 4 tablespoons to a gallon of water. I got in here. And then what I'm going to do is just pour that directly over top of the roots so it comes in contact with them, right down in the hole. If you forget, you can water it in with this afterwards. It's just the more it comes directly in contact with those roots, the better. Now I'm going to finish backfilling. And this is where a previous plant had been growing for some time, so I do have some roots that I'm dealing with from that previous plant that I'm just gonna compost. I don't need those. Keep adding some of my bumper crop around it. And then I take my hands and I'll actually push down around the root ball to make sure that it is secured in place. And then for one final step, just to make sure everything's settled into place, I will go ahead and water it one more time. And now he's good to go.